Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday morning as I record this, afternoon as you see this. I hope you're okay. I hope the day is treating you well. I hope it's better than the weather we have here right now. It's raining, it's miserable. But yeah, I hope the weekend is an absolute belter. Obviously, England play tomorrow, 5 p.m. I believe it's 5 p.m. against Ireland. So, you know, there's that at least. But international football being what we have right now, I think it's a good time to kind of sit back and trying to be a bit more expansive and creative with some of the content that we have on this channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about the January transfer window. Now, look, we've only just had the summer transfer window. The January transfer window is something that I want to talk about in terms of what I hope Spurs may do. Now, things can change at a time. In a month's time, we might have breakthrough players, injuries, or what have you. But for right now, what I see the squad looking like, I believe Spurs might need to do one or two things. Just want to say that if you're watching this, you know, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And I bring this in because we had the Europa League squad announcement yesterday with obviously Jed Spence and Sergio Reguilon missing the cut. Reguilon, not surprising. He's not playing for Spurs. We already know that. But on the Spence one, I think that was quite shocking for a lot of people. You know, a guy who had a very good pre-season, you know, had really evidently won the coaches over. The guy that can play left back and right back, obviously right back being the natural position. You kind of assumed he'd be in the Europe squad, but alas, that didn't happen. Now, thinking ahead to January, obviously a few months away, things can change, things can happen. Things can happen. Obviously, it's a difficult time to buy players because teams are obviously halfway through their season. They're kind of hitting a stride. They kind of know who they like, who they don't like, what positions they may want to add to, and unlikely to take away from a position. So, you know, Spurs could want a goalkeeper, and they go, oh, that's the goalkeeper that we want, but he's the starter at their team. Team's unlikely to want to sell that starter because he's the starting goalkeeper, right? Now, obviously, goalkeeper's not what I'm going to be talking about. Don't worry. It was just an example. I thought it was one of those I can say without anyone getting annoyed with me. And I really think about the left side of the fence. And, you know, if you've been a subscriber to this channel for a little while, you know I talk about the left side of the fence so much. I talk about the left back position. I talk about the left centre back position and say, look, really like who we play week in, week out at the moment there in Destiny and Mickey. And, you know, Dragoshin, you know, fills in a little bit from time to time and all those things, right? But you do need more there. Now, there's a couple of schools of thought, and I'm going to talk more so about the one position I think we need more work in, which is the left back, than I do left centre back. And I want to talk about this position because there's two schools of thought to this. Spurs want to get more players in the European squads. They go Kyle Walker-Peters. We know that, right? That's not shocking. Academy trained, plays both left back and right back. It would allow you to get another player into the squad. Right, that's a given. Obviously, Skippy being sold, that was a deterrent and a detraction from the European squads. That's one school of thought. The other school of thought is obviously you kind of go, look, maybe they don't know what they have in Austin and Whiteman just yet in terms of being a backup goalie, so hence why Forster's back in. There's that. But you've got a good few months now where maybe you'll start to see what you have in one of those two guys and go, actually, I feel confident with him being the backup goalkeeper. I always talk about rotation, by the way. With the keeper, I think it's more of a backup goalie. So if we look at left back, you know, people talk about Bradley Locko. That was quite a prominent one at one point or other in the summer. I think Paul O'Keefe was the guy that brought his name into the mix. For me, the guy I was talking about is someone that we have been linked to as well in Patrick Dorgu. You know, the Lecce left back, who I just sort of said as a stylistic player, he's so similar to Destiny. So you don't need to do wholesale changes to your fullbacks. You kind of go, look, what we have in Destiny, I want you to do the exact same. And you know, for him, that's like, oh great, well that's kind of what I do anyway. So happy days, let's crack on, you know. And that's kind of what I was thinking there. So for me, I think in the January transfer window, I think if I was to say, you know, I'm not expecting Spurs to bring in 3, 4, 5 players. It'll be maximum 2 players, in my opinion. Obviously, just because of more of squad requirements, it's a difficult time to buy. You shouldn't go into January expecting Spurs to sign 3, 4, 5 players. That just doesn't happen in January. But could they sign a couple of players? You know, maybe it's a situation where we have an injury or two or suspensions, and you know, maybe maybe players who we don't think are great right now turn out to be half decent, and we go, actually, maybe we don't need to look there. Maybe we need to look over this position and look at that position. And I think for me, if I have to go one-on-one, one position that I want to add to is the left-back position. I think that's such a key position. Yes, Mickey can play there. Yes, Ben can play there. Yes, Jed Spence can play there. But an out-and-out left-back for me would be fantastic. Now, a lot of people talk about they want a player that can play left-back and left centre-back. For me, that's great. But I'm not beholden to that. I don't mind the idea of going, actually, we're going to go get a left-back because we want an actual left-back there. Someone who's born and bred at left-back. Fine. Happy days. Let's do it. But I think that's the one position for me that I need to add to. I'm interested to see what you guys think is the one position you might add to. I know there's going to be people that are, they'll dig down on agendas that, they don't like a certain position or a certain player in the squad. Try not to think of it with, that kind of cap on. Try and think of it as you analyze the squad and you kind of look at it. Maybe for you it's like, I would like another 10. I just think I've got Maddison, I like Bergvall at the 8, and we've got Bentancur and Biss, and I think Archie Gray's going to be featuring at fullback this season with Europe as well. I feel like 10 could be a position that I want to add to, and I can kind of get on board with the idea if you go, look, I've analysed the squads, I like Bergvall as my 8, I think 10 would be the position that I want to add to, but you might go, actually, Kulusevski's my guy there. You might look at centre-back and go, actually, Andy, I don't think left-back was the one that I want. I want a centre-back. Let me know, because I'm keen to know what you guys think, because I'm not opposed to, hey, you get two players and they're a left-back and a centre-back. I don't mind that. But if we want to get more into the European squad, then you have to buy someone who's academy trained. The main two are Marcus Edwards and Kyle Walker-Peters. Now, the issue is obviously with Kyle Walker-Peters is in the Prem. Now Spurs have a buyback clause, absolutely 30 million, we know that. So it's not like they can't go and get him. But is there a situation where Southampton they're struggling, or they're on the cusp where you can kind of see they're going to take that leap out from that sort of relegation battle into like 13th and 14th realm, right? He's a key player for them, and they might go in the summer. That's when we'd sell him. We're not going to do it right now. There's that point. Does Marcus Edwards start to play a little bit more at Sporting Lisbon? Now, obviously, they've started the season very, very well. Maybe not. Obviously, a team could come in and buy one of these two. And that changes the whole thing. But that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, for left back, I would like, as I've said, Dorgu would be the guy that I really like. And obviously, I could change this whole idea in a month's time, in 2 months' time, in December. Hell, even before we get to January. I'll probably do another video when we get closer to January, just talking about the January transfer window. So I'm keen to know what you think right now, right this second, as we hit the international breakers. Obviously, there's some international football yesterday. Shout out San Marino with their win. Obviously, we're not back until, the 14th or the 15th. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it's that weekend when we play Arsenal. How you feel right now, looking at the squad right now, and what you would add in that one position that you would really want to add to. For me, it's left back, but I'm keen to know what you guys think. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section down below your thoughts and feelings, the position that you'd want, X, Y, and Z. You tell me it all. I want to know, and I want to have that chat. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, end of the video. I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.